So, Cop Out, which is a new film by Kevin Smith. I should point out this was originally it's a cop story. The original title for it was A Couple of Dicks. You know, dicks being what they used to call private investigators, but obviously it being a Kevin Smith movie, that also being a cheap gag. It's now called Cop Out, and the story. I mean, story. We were going to play a clip, but I can't be bothered, to be honest. The story is that there's Bruce Willis.
You can't be bothered to
no, because I've other better stuff to get onto. Bruce Willis.
We have staff already in point.
Bruce Willis is a cop. He's not earning very much money. He's separated from his wife. He needs to pay for his daughter's wedding. The daughter's new father has got lots of money. He needs to make money to pay for the wedding. He's going to sell a baseball card for 50 grand. Then the baseball card gets stolen. Then he has to go and find the baseball card. Now, the only interesting thing about Cop Out is this. When it came out in America, it got some bad reviews. And Kevin Smith, on his blog, had a hissy fit about reviewers. What's the point of reviewers? What's the point of critics? Who needs critics? You know, really the only people who are qualified to judge films like this are people who've paid to see them. And he said, well, the next time I do a film, why should I allow critics in free to see the film? Actually, what I'm going to do is, why don't I just give out 100 free tickets on the internet and ask those people, because they're so... He also said, I mean, amazingly, he was talking about that somehow criticising his film was mean-spirited, like bullying in a playground, because the film wasn't meant to be any good. Well, you know, essentially, I'm paraphrasing him slightly there, essentially the film isn't any good at all. It is always interesting how filmmakers get into this what's the point of critics thing only when they make bad films that are rubbish. Well, Kevin, if you're listening, I did pay to see Cop Out. I've just paid to see it, so therefore I feel completely justified in saying it's a total piece of pants, and it is lazy, you know, cheap, shoddy filmmaking of the highest order. You can do so much better than this, although you have ceased to do that recently. And to make a film like this and then to get off your bike about, oh, critics, oh, who do they think they are coming over here? It's not called Schindler's Cop Out. It's just meant to be a little bit of fun. Well, it wasn't fun. There was one laugh in it for me. I sat in a cinema with some other people who tittered a little bit, but not very much. It is just poor filmmaking, and it's always the great sort of resort of a filmmaker who knows they've made a piece of trash to go, oh, critics, oh, they're so awful, you know. But it's really funny when you make a little independent art house movie and you want to use quotes all over the posters to get your movie out. It's funny how suddenly there's a reason for us to exist, you know. So sorry, you made a bad film. The critics were right, and hey, don't come moaning to me this time. I paid to see the film, so, you know, I paid to be insulted by that piece of trash.
I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here, but I had a conversation about this film with Nigel Floyd yesterday.
Oh, right,
because
okay.
I went to see the new Michael Winterbottom film, The Killer Inside Me, which
you didn't like at all. I haven't seen it. So
I really, really loathed. Anyway, it'd be interesting to see. I don't think he was impressed, but anyway, we await his review. He said on this subject of this Kevin Smith film, he said he gave it 1 star in his review, to which he said to his editor, I want to give it no stars. He said, the thing is, if you give it no stars, people will just think you've forgotten. So actually, when you see a 1-star review, chances are it's a 0 star.
Yeah, no, it's total nonsense. And the critics who kicked it were completely right to do so. And don't make stupid analogies like, oh, it's like bullying a kid in the playground. No, it isn't. It's like criticising a film that's rubbish that people shouldn't waste their money on.